Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. I'd like to start this session by appreciating you so much for making this channel grow. If you wish to support us, just subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Maina Njenga, the former Mungiki leader, came with a message which he unveiled at the Kikuyu's men's conference. And that message, he says, that came from Uhuru-Maina Kenyatta. And this is in the wake of realization that the Mount Kenya leaders in UDA are continuously feeling that they are disenfranchised in a government which they claim they formed. And this is in the wake of also the realization that GACHAGUA has been calling for someone to mediate between him and Uhuru-Maina Kenyatta. So before we get to the analysis of that message from Uhuru-Maina Kenyatta, whom many people believe to be in Dubai at the moment, let me play this little audio so that you can get to understand some bits.
Recent cabinet reshuffle and backroom scuffles in government has caused leaders within the Mount Kenya region in government to continuously feel disenfranchised in a government they claim they had a big vote on slightly over a year ago. The Kikuyu Men's Conference held on Saturday at Keno, Murang'a County offered a perfect opportunity for Njenga, who brought greetings from former President Uhuru Kenyatta, to call for a united Kenya.
Tunauga atiriri nyumba niyo nyumba niki yake nyumba yake nyumba ni cigana nyumba ni imwe ya Gikuyu namo na nĩ mũĩ atĩ nyumba na rika itiumagwo nyumba na rika itiumaga atĩa nĩ maretia rigiji Mwanantia rigiji na Uhuru jukwaa ndio ikaleka nimoko iga usalama
That was a short clip that I decided to play there so that you could get to understand what Maina Njenga was telling the people at the Kikuyu Men's Conference that held at Kennel within Murang'a County. So I'd like to bring you up to speed with the latest development, because you remember, or you've heard, that GACHAGUA called for a truce between him and Uhuru-Maina Kenyatta. That was in an interview that was held previously, like 2 to 3 days ago. So GACHAGUA made that call. And then soon after, Maina Njenga, in that meeting of the men's conference, decided to talk about this issue and deliver a message from Uhuru-Maina Kenyatta directly. So one blogger by the name Wahome Thuku said, "I'm going to have a sitting with Maina Njenga. We are in the same neighborhood, and I want to ask him what is end game. 1. He is not inciting anyone or engaging in any criminal activities. But 2, it's clear his following is not something to play around with. This is Murang'a, not Laikipia. Even the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua can't pull such in Murang'a ati akiwa peke yake." Yesterday, as I was having a tea with Amuguni Arts, someone called me and we had a conversation for 29 minutes. He told me today's meeting would crown him as a Kikuyu kingpin. I told him if that was their plan, they would meet armed GSU. We talked a lot more. Well, I didn't think the meeting would be anything huge. There were even talks that Uhuru would attend, and that's how I dismissed it. I was wrong. Maina is on the path that must be checked. I need to know what he wants." So that is a message from Wahome Thuku. So let me also bring you up to speed with what is happening right now. What is happening right now is that the people in Mount Kenya leaders in Mount Kenya who are allied to the UDA wing have continuously felt disenfranchised in this government, which they claim they formed a huge percentage of. Probably that explains why appointments, projects have always been dished out to the Mount Kenya. And that explains why Rigathi Gachagua has endlessly been only in Mount Kenya. If he's not in Mount Kenya, he's in Rift Valley. If he's not Rift Valley, he is back in Mount Kenya. So Maina Njenga, who is within a faction of Azimio, has pulled a huge crowd. And that is what Wahome Tuku talks about in this message that I've just read to you. He talks about the crowd which Gachagua himself cannot pull if he's alone. That means what Wahome Tuku is trying to tell us is that any crowd that you see in Mount Kenya ambao ni kubwa, that crowd must have been pulled by none other than William Samoei Ruto. So Gachagua cannot himself pull a crowd of that magnitude. So that is what Wahome Tuku is trying to tell us. And by the way, going by the video that you have seen online since yesterday, that video, the attendance of that event, the Kikuyu Men's Conference, the attendance there was pretty unimaginable. Nobody would expect that Maina Njenga would convene such a meeting with such a huge crowd. That is almost a crowd that Raila Amolo Odinga normally pulls every time he goes for a rally, a mega rally. Probably there's a time he was in Murang'a County, he pulled such a crowd, a very huge crowd. When he was in Nairobi for those meetings, he also pulled a crowd of slightly bigger than that. But the truth of the matter, ladies and gentlemen, is that Maina Njenga is a threat to Gachagua in the Mount Kenya. And why am I saying so? You see, before these meetings or before this call for truce, Maina Njenga alikuwa anashikwa kila saa, anashikwa na DCI, anashikwa. So there's a time alishikwa na akapotezwa for close to 5 days. And it was believed that Rigathi Gachagua was part of those who crafted that arrest. And also some people believe that was because the growing influence of Maina Njenga within the Mount Kenya was a threat to Rigathi Gachagua. So as a result, they had to craft a way of making sure that they limit this growing influence. But this is something that they have not been able to do. So the more they do it, the better for Maina Njenga, because it makes Maina Njenga grow politically in the Mount Kenya, because now people begin to wonder kwa nini anashikwa. Why is it that anashikwa? What is the problem? What is the reason? Why is he being arrested and where has he been taken to? And what are the charges? So all these questions Wakikuyu wakijiuliza kule Mount Kenya, wanajikuta kwamba they'd rather follow Maina Njenga, who resonates well with hustlers, than Gachagua, who said that he was a hustler back then, but right now he is not a hustler anymore. So that's why they find that it's very easy for the people in Mount Kenya to alienate themselves with Maina Njenga, who now represent Uhuru-Maina. And Uhuru-Maina Kenyatta has sent a message through Maina Njenga. And that message, Maina Njenga has conveyed it in that meeting. Now, if you didn't hear it well, then in the next video that I'll play, you will get that message also. So Maina Njenga is a force to reckon with. Probably is the next Mount Kenya kingpin. Who knows? He could be the next. But I know that Gachagua will not allow that. But despite the fact that Gachagua will not allow it, but the tides are in favor of Maina Njenga at the moment. And that crowd speaks volume. That crowd itself speaks volume. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to rest my case there, but I'd like to urge you to go below the comment section and tell us what you think about this call from Maina Njenga to want to mediate a truce between Gachagua and Uhuru-Muigai Kenyatta. And Gachagua is the first person to call for this truce, and I don't know whether Uhuru-Muigai Kenyatta should honor it. I think he should not honor it, because he himself is not the first person who created this beef. The person who created this beef is Rigathi Gachagua. The person who is now calling for an end to this beef is Rigathi Gachagua. So as to why he's calling for that end or that ceasefire, it is simply because of what people are saying as leaders feeling disenfranchised in the leadership of UDA. So for those who have not subscribed to our channel, please just take 1 second and go down there to the button written subscribe. Please just hit it once, and you can give this video a like to enable YouTube to share it on the YouTube platform. And to those who have supported this channel by either subscribing, liking, or sharing our videos, I want to say here that I'm forever grateful for that support, because without you, this channel cannot grow. So until we catch up again, please stay safe and stay blessed.